The Oak Island team is on a treasure hunt in the garden shaft, where they have found gold inside an old wooden ladder deep underground. The area is filled with clues, including trees, water, walls, roads, and wood that look like they came from the 1500s. A crack broke open at 90 feet, and what emerged was not dirt but golden water, golden trees, and a tunnel below. The crew was armed with fancy machines and years of frustration, but they were determined to find something substantial. They began with the water, which was liquid laced with tiny hints of gold. They called the new hotspot the baby blob, a patch of dirt no bigger than a tool shed, and it had the right numbers. The gold traces led them to the core samples, which pointed to the core. The team found a ladder hidden in a tunnel, and they decided to put it in their XRF because they had detected high gold values in the area. One day, the garden shaft became their playground or battleground. They dragged rigs into place, lowered steel into the earth, and waited for something to crack at 90 feet. A grinding howl came up from the dirt, and they hit a hole where no space should be. The crew froze, but they found 3 different boreholes all in a straight line east to west. The old shaft was not alone, as the crew found more wood in the same texture and color. They circled the sample like vultures around the discovery. A fresh discovery was made, and the team was looking at a clue carved by someone long dead back at the lab. The team dried out the wood and fired up the machine again, and Emma blinked at the readings. The team hit a wall of silence, and they set up a new drill to probing the walls like a dentist with a new patient. The water showed gold, and the team tested the inside of the shaft to see if it was buried in the same golden breath that hung over the baby blob. The team is drilling for gold on Oak Island, a small island in the Bahamas. They are searching for a hidden treasure that they believe has been hiding there for years. The drilling hits a void at 90 feet, and the space widens as the pressure drops. The team runs tests and tests, finding more gold every step. This is not just a hunt, but a confession of the island's hidden secrets. The team is focused on finding the buried message rather than just digging up trash. They drill deeper and wider, aiming for something that doesn't want to be found. The probe inside the garden shaft finds more space and air, and it pressed into the wall and returned with splinters. The team tags each one with a splinter, and another round of tests yields gold. As the sun sets, the team gathers samples of soil, wood, and dust, and the air in the tent is thick with tension. Emma scans the latest sample, and when things feel weird, the island emits louder signs of treasure all over the island. Rick Lagena, buzzing like a kid on a sugar high, bolts out of the tent with bags of dirt, chunks of timber, and determination. He must show the findings to Emma, the only person who can tell them if they have found gold or just another dusty piece of nonsense. Peter Romke, a man who chops trees for a living but also builds rock walls for fun, stands on Lot 26 staring down a messy pile of stones, believing it is a proper structure. The team is determined to find the treasure and uncover the truth about their past. The text describes a mysterious wall and well in a Scottish island, which was built with care to hide something or protect it. The wall was not just random, but rather a medieval-looking structure with tiny rocks at the base. The well was also unusually ancient, dating back to the 11th century. Experts had told them that people were building wells like this back in the 11th century, and it is believed that the same kind of well is present at New Ross, a spot some believe was a Templar hideout. The wall could have been built using rubble from tunnel digging, as hiding something underground would require masking the mess. Charles and Brandon were drilling in the money pit when they encountered an 11-foot rock that could be a door to the past. Emma Culligan, the gold detector, found a solid chunk in the middle of the
At this point, things begin to become somewhat chaotic. A pottery instructor asserts that adding saline or ocean water to clay causes its surface to bloom. The kiln firing process produces a beautiful salt patina. Can you imagine the ancient Romans using ocean water to produce these beautiful orange peel textured pipes? Mind-blowing. Let's discuss the pottery object discovered by Laird on the island. Laird believes it dates from the first half of the 18th century, but who knows? It could, after all, be a conduit. What is it? Though it does not appear to be a conventional straight pipe. Not every conduit needs to be straight. This component may be included in a conduit system with a radius of 12 to 14 inches. What is this then? Similar to the redware discovered on Oak Island, this object was crafted from clay. It could be a piece of the puzzle. Let us introduce you to the Romans once more. They were skilled at installing pipelines. Instead of using a single large conduit, They created these intricate pipelines comprised of numerous smaller pipes. It enabled them to regulate water flow and pressure adequately. A unique archaeological image of a Roman pipe reveals the sophistication and complexity of their systems. What is the future? Oak Island may have had a comparable system. You are in store for one more astounding realization. Are you still familiar with the Great Quadrilateral? Recently, essentials have begun to appear in unexpected places. Additionally, they were discovered at the Israeli castle of Belvoir. Are you serious? These nails, found throughout Notre Dame, date to the 1160s and were used to secure stones together during construction. Discuss prehistoric engineering techniques. Then, what does this signify for Oak Island? Well, it's all speculation. We are merely investigating the options for fun. But here's a wild idea. What if these materials discovered on Oak Island were used in an architectural marvel? They may have been part of an intricate structure that required precise stone binding. What is the future? Everything fits into the Oak Island arrangement. Let's mention the stone wall they discovered before we conclude. Even though it is not a wall in the traditional sense, it resembles a circle of pebbles in that it is filled with trash. What is this then? Underneath it, charcoal was discovered. There is still a great deal of data to locate and integrate. Subscribing to the channel will provide you with access to more blues from the world of mysteries. As we conclude our investigation of Oak Island's secrets, it is important to note that all hypotheses remain speculative. However, the investigation of potential connections between historic hydraulic systems, Roman engineering, and ancient furnaces adds an exciting dimension of intrigue. As the mission continues, more and more Oak Island mysteries are revealed. We will meet you there in a minute if you click on the video links that appear to find out what discoveries by explorers astonished the entire globe. Scientists have just announced a startling new discovery that solves the Oak Island enigma. What lies beneath the island's surface is so enigmatic that you will not believe it. What numerous other treasure hunters have been unable to accomplish, a team of researchers equipped with the most advanced technology has finally accomplished. They have found the answer to the Oak Island enigma, and the response is, simply stated, nobody saw that coming as scientists just announced the solution to the Oak Island mystery. Using ground-penetrating radar, the team was able to successfully create a detailed map of the island's subterranean terrain. They discovered a labyrinthine system of tunnels and chambers, the likes of which had never been seen before, and which was substantially larger than anyone had anticipated. After analyzing the data, they made the most surprising discovery. The scientists determined that the tunnels and chambers did not form by accident. Instead, they arranged themselves in a precise geometric pattern that was a perfect match for the ancient symbols discovered in the writings of the Templar Order. Oak Island's mystery has been associated with the medieval Christian military order known as the Knights Templar for a very long time. Some individuals are under the impression that they concealed their legendary wealth on the island, and it appears that the researchers have finally solved this mystery's code. Nonetheless, the story does not end there. An additional significant discovery was made by the researchers, something with the potential to utterly transform our understanding of Oak Island and its history. Within one of the compartments, they discovered artifacts buried to a considerable depth. Not gold or gems, but ancient writings that have been meticulously preserved in airtight containers. The texts are composed in a language that has not yet been identified as the original language, a language with the potential to cast light on the mystery surrounding the Oak Island tunnels and their purpose. Currently, the researchers are working diligently to decipher the inscriptions. They are confident in their ability to uncover Oak Island's true story, a story that has been kept under wraps for centuries. Since the 18th century, treasure hunters have been concentrating their efforts on a small, forested island off the coast of Nova Scotia in Canada. The island is renowned throughout the world for its money pit, which is an enigmatic hole in the ground that is rumored to conceal incalculable wealth. Gold from pirate ships, jewels believed to have been lost by Marie Antoinette, and even the Holy Grail have all been mentioned as potential treasures that could be concealed within its depths. Over the past 2 centuries and a half, explorers from all corners of the globe have endeavored to decipher the code. They have dug, drilled, and even used explosives to gain access to the island's interior in an attempt to uncover its buried mysteries. However, despite all of their efforts, the island has managed to keep its wealth a closely guarded secret up until this point. The coin of the Templars that was discovered on Oak Island is another intriguing artifact. This development has surprised numerous specialists. Is it feasible that this information will shed light on the mysteries surrounding the illustrious Templars and the riches they concealed? If there is a treasure to be discovered on the island, it could be worth a substantial amount of money. However, locating it would also provide us with a great deal of information about the Templars' genuine influence. The possibility of unearthing something of such crucial importance has piqued the interest of numerous treasure hunters and historians located in various parts of the globe. However, even the most knowledgeable individuals are still baffled by the mystery of Oak Island. What other peculiar clues and hidden treasures could be lurking somewhere in this area? Each new discovery we make on the island provides us with additional hints that have the potential to alter how we interpret the past. Could it be possible to unearth the long-buried secrets of the Templars and learn what they interred on Oak Island? As more information about Oak Island's history becomes available, the mystery surrounding the island continues to grow, leaving us inquisitive about the unsolved mystic relics, including a garnet brooch and a piece from a bride's horse, which prompts questions about their origins and any connections. Moreover, they discover a piece of beveled iron, which agrees nicely with the results of the most recent magnetometry investigation. This implies that the object was formerly a broken antique cutting tool. This finding suggests that human activity may have existed in a location that was previously believed to be devoid of people. In order to further understand the significance of this significant metallic anomaly evidence on Lot 8, the team made the decision to acquire additional excavation licenses and consult with experts. The discovery raises questions regarding its provenance and any connections it might have to other local findings. The scholars are intrigued by these unique items and believe that this particular area may hold some special significance. A large piece of iron with a beveled edge is discovered by the Oak Island crew. It may be a broken piece of the ancient adze, a type of cutting tool. This result is noteworthy because it agrees with a recent magnetometry research conducted by the team, which found a significant metallic anomaly in the same area, the same site where the survey was done. Our interest in further investigation of that area is piqued by the discovery of this tool in a place that was previously believed to be uninhabited. The team plans to first obtain a permit to excavate before speaking with various experts in order to determine the significance of this discovery. The secrets surrounding Oak Island keep getting more complicated as the show follows the journey of full-time treasure hunters through each new season. However, you might get the same results with your own gear. Their discoveries with metal detectors open up hitherto unfathomable vistas for historical inquiry. Always make sure to get permission before hunting.
The Oak Island team is pursuing a new location for their treasure hunt, aiming to uncover the hidden treasure. They have discovered human bones deep underground, one from Europe and one from the Middle East, after 200 years. The team believes that these bones might be closer than ever old tools, and they are heading straight for the spot where someone may have died to guard the vault deeper than ever. The team began by digging into the infamous Shaft 6 in the 1800s during one of the many failed treasure hunts. They believed that the collapse might have buried the goods, but what they hit next made the legend look tame. In 1861, the Oak Island Association drilled deep into the earth and claimed they struck 2 treasure chests stacked like a sandwich at around 110 feet down. Before they could high-five each other, the island flooded them out with a man-made flood tunnel, filled the shaft with seawater, turning the operation into a soggy disaster. RP1 was different, pulling out old iron straps that looked like chest bindings. A pipe stem dated to the late 1600s pushed the timeline back an entire century as RP2 descended past 100 feet. Things got weird in all the right ways, hitting wood, timbers, and pipes. The broken barrel stave, a thin, curved plank unmistakably from a barrel, fits the story like a glove. The team's strategy now is tight controlled, calculated, and aimed at the precise stretch of tunnel believed to have once carried the treasure before everything fell apart. If it's still intact, it will be the first time in over a century anyone has breached it. The artifacts from RP1 and RP2 are undergoing lab analysis. The pipe stem turns out to be Dutch, blowing the timeline wide open. Dutch traders were known for moving coins, spices, and weaponry in bulk, often stashed in barrels. The keg stave and pipe are evidence of movement of intent of people with something to hide, placing Oak Island right in the middle of something bigger than just pirate gold or old scrolls. Oak Island is a mysterious island where people have been digging for over 200 years, searching for a hidden treasure. The team has been digging for over 1,000 times in borehole H8, a little patch of dirt known for wasting time and giving answers. However, when they found the core, it was bone, real bone, and human remains. The team shipped the fragments to St. Mary's in Halifax, and when the results came back, the tone in the war room shifted. One set of bones came from European expectations, but another Middle Eastern origin. This single revelation cracked the lid off every theory this island has been drowning in for decades. The team expanded the dig radius around H8, scanning every inch with ground-penetrating radar, high-res borehole cameras, soil cores tested and double-tested. While no more bodies surfaced, the artifacts did not match colonial standards. Tools that didn't match colonial standards were found, as well as ceramic fragments with burn patterns unfamiliar to any local process. A rusted hilt, possibly from a sword twisted with time, but unmistakably forged in a style that didn't belong. A cross, not large or flashy, but a tiny sliver of metal tucked in the mud, had markings not fully Latin, clearly Arabic, some strange in-between symbols that blurred cultures. A secret handshake etched in metal was a message experts clashed hard over. One camp swore it was a Crusader cross adapted through cultural drift. Another group insisted it was Phoenician. Some outliers even brought up early Coptic Christian influences. The money pit might not be just a trap, it might have been a tomb or prison. Old records were torn apart, and a small note stuck out a mention of a foreign engineer named CM. When fed the symbols through new AI-powered decryption software, parts started making more sense, with characters resembling ancient Semitic scripts close to Phoenician or early Hebrew. Oak Island is always leaked, and when it leaks, message boards exploded. It's unclear whether this is a hidden sect, a Templar tomb, or proof of pre-Columbian contact people. Oak Island, a mysterious island off the coast of Nova Scotia, has been the site of a series of mysterious events and discoveries. The team, led by a precision shaft, has been working on a vault that may be more than just hiding gold. It might have been hiding the truth. Isotope testing on the bones has revealed more about the island's history, including traces of seafood, heavy minerals, and trace elements from areas near modern-day Lebanon. DNA sequencing has also been conducted, with mitochondrial lines pointing to ancestry along the eastern Mediterranean coast. The team has brought in linguists to analyze every marking on the island, including a cross, stone carvings, and geometric ratios tied to celestial cycles.